Happy Friday, everyone. It's about 7 a.m. here on the East Coast. Prices of BTC currently at 95.60. All right. If you haven't seen this video right here, Bitcoin boils the frogs, please go watch it. It's on our YouTube channel, Cryptosomniac. All right. And again, if you are not part of the Advantage membership, come join. Hit the products page on the Cryptosomniac website right here. You can buy the technical analysis course, and that will give you 7 free days with the course in our Advantage community. This is our Discord channel. This is where our Advantage community lives and breathes. All the analysis, all the trades, all the education is all right here. Okay, and this is really where the magic happens. Trader talk. This is the Advantage community chat. This is where we can discuss ideas, trades, technicals, anything that you may have a question with, we can answer. All right. Again, Cryptosomniac, hit the products page, or you could just buy Advantage straight and then message me right here, or Jordan, or and we can give you access right away. Okay. Now, with that being said, here's our gains channel. This is all the people who have been taking trades, shorting with us, longing with us, either buying alts, doing whatever we're doing, except we're not telling them to do anything, right? Because we're just educating you. We're giving you, great analysis, great education for you to be able to make good decisions. And you can see people, if they follow our analysis, they're making some great gains, right? Even over here, this person made a good, 0.1213 BTC. So basically paid off a good amount of the year of the membership, it seems. This person right here closed out a short with 250% return. They really like our work and people really enjoy our community. That's the most important part. Aside from, making good trades, we just have a community that will help you understand technicals, understand, how to be able to trade this market. Any question that you have, it's a good community to just come and, get some support. All right. So with that being said, let's do a quick BTC analysis. All right. So we're seeing on the 15-minute chart, on the smaller time frames, from this drop off that we had at 10,270, we moved sideways in this sort of flag and then broke down again. Okay. And now we're essentially, coming down but moving slightly up, right? So what does this mean? Okay, so on the smaller time frames, what Bitcoin is really doing is all these green candles that you see, these become, the previous resistance, the previous support now becomes resistance. Okay, so now what Bitcoin is trying to do is this block right here is trying to enter this block. I'm going to change this to a different color because that is annoying. You could see right here in that same green block where a lot of buyers got dumped on, right? Those same buyers are probably going to be sellers now, right? Meaning that they just want to sell here, break even, or even, the longs who were that were open right here, they had to wait this entire time, and now they get to close out their positions basically at break even or just slight losses. Okay, so typically this is why supports flip resistance and vice versa. All right, so in this case, what we're seeing right now is Bitcoin is now reaching up into that $9,600 order block. And actually, if it does break above, then it has all this stuff to deal with. Okay, so let's see how that looks on a bigger time frame. I think it's a little bit more visible on a higher time frame. So you could see right here, those candles I showed you, they basically become this. Okay, all this right here. Now notice how price came around and is hitting that same area. So if we do get confirmation, say for example, if we get a rejection right here, you could decide to short right here, or you could wait for confirmation as a top being created, and your short could be open when you see a candle breaching this low right here, where these two candles right here open and close. So let's see exactly what level that is. That's about 94.60. Okay, this is again Bybit. This is the exchange that I use for derivatives such as longs and shorts. So 94.60 will be your level if you want to go short if prices break under. Now, if price does come, let's see, if price comes here like this, sort of creates a higher low, there's a high chance that it could come back here and potentially break it. But again, if it does break it, then you have another level to deal with, okay? Another order block, if you will. So that's this one right here, all right? This one encompasses levels between 96.50 and all the way to about 97.20. Okay, so if this gets broken, your next level of resistance is right here. And I would say this one right here is a bit more significant. So let me show you exactly why. Okay, I personally think price is going to reach there. And here's why. Okay, so after this drop off, the only real 4-hour candle, green candle that's in the way is this one right here. Other than this, then it's way up here. This is where all the previous support was, right? So if this does get broken, there's a high chance we go up here. But I'd be really surprised if we break this and just go straight up towards 10,000. I think what's going to happen is we're going to sort of go into this level, tap it with a wick, maybe even false breakout. Like when you see these huge wicks, this is basically getting people to get trapped in here in this level, above this level right here, getting them to go long, and then ultimately just dumping on them. Okay, so that's really just one of the more signature ways to be able to trap people, to be able to make retailers FOMO, and also you could also stop out short positions, right? So if you do open a short, somewhere up here, if you get to, you'll probably place your stop just right up here, right? That'd be the wise thing to do. But really what happens is you get sort of a one-off massive wick like this, and it stops out everybody, right? I mean, it doesn't even matter where you are, your stop is going to get eviscerated all the way up here. Okay, so these are basically known as stop runs, right? Liquidity hunts, because the professionals who are basically controlling this market, what they really want to do is be able to have the dominant control on the contracts, whether it's the shorts or the longs, or even the spot buys of Bitcoin. They don't want any barnacles, which are retailers, on their boat, right? So if they're taking off like this, even if they are, what they're going to want to do is make you think that we're going to go down and then shoot the price back up. So either way, there's really just a lot of trickery, and I wouldn't really call it manipulation. Not everything in the market is manipulation. It's just that someone is using their weight, to throw around the market, and they just have more money than you, and that's it. And not only do they have more money than you, they have more quant traders, more people who are smarter, who understand how to get other people to FOMO. It's really just a game, honestly, and you just have to figure out how this game works, where are the areas where you can fall into a trap, that kind of thing, right? So anyway, with that being said, I'm not seeing any reason to enter right now. I did have a short yesterday, somewhere around 9,400, but I did get stopped out overnight around 9,500. So it was a slight loss, I think like 9 or 10%. But overall, our community has been, trading leverage contracts right here in our Advantage Trader Trades channel. Okay, and we've been doing a pretty excellent job, just making some quick scalp trades wherever we can, wherever we get an opportunity. Right, so it looks like on the 15-minute you could see a bit of a sell-off happening, but again, on the 1 hour and the 4 hours, it's not really confirmed yet, right? We're basically hitting this little order block right here. So if we get past this, like I said, we're going to go into 96.50 all the way to 97.20. All right, now let's see how on the daily price looks. So yesterday on my video, I mentioned that these two candles right here, okay, they closed around 94.20. Okay, these two candles. These two right here closed around 94.65. This was around July 28th. This was around July 8th. And now over here on August 29th and 30th, right? This is yesterday and today. We closed 94.93. So we closed actually above both of these, meaning that this right here is called a SFP, a swing failure pattern. So what that does is it makes people think that we're going to go down right away, but really, what happens is the follow-up candle kind of like turns around on you, right? And so when the follow-up candle turns around on you, or you think that it's going to go down, it traps people here into sort of making bad moves, wrong indecision moves, right? So it's best to sort of wait for this sort of turnaround if it's going to happen, or wait for a confirmation candle like this, and then somewhere in the middle of this candle you can decide to jump in if you want. But for now, it's kind of risky to think that we're going to go straight up. Because again, on the smaller time frames, there's a decent amount of resistance to get through, especially around the $9,650 to $9,700 area. But on the daily chart, it does look good that we've sort of closed above both these areas that opened and closed. So in my opinion, I think that's a good sign, and at the very least, like I said, we might climb up to that 9,750, 9,700, and then maybe come back down again. But I don't personally think that this daily candle is going to go straight down. It may happen on maybe tomorrow's daily, or sometime over the weekend. The weekend typically has low volume anyway, so I wouldn't be surprised if we saw somewhat of a dump over the weekend, or maybe just slight like reversal turnaround with multiple dojis like this. Okay, but the more important point is that we have broken below these trend lines, and I would say this entire trend is a bit under peril, because now that opens up the doors. The fact that we've closed very close to here for the third time, right? Once right there, twice right there, third time right there. The fact that we've closed here, it brings the doors open for the order block low right here, which is about 9,075 or so. Okay, so I think 9,075 is still in the cards, maybe over the next few days, and I wouldn't count that out. But I don't know if we're going to go straight down yet. I would expect at the very least a retrace to 9,700, maybe even as high as 10,025, and then come back down. All right. Let's see how on the weekly we look. Here's the weekly. Again, we have about 3 days left on the weekly. This is that 21 EMA on the weekly that everyone loves to talk about. Again, we have a bit of a ways to go for that 21 EMA, somewhere around 9,000 currently. So if we do fall straight down, we could possibly bounce off that particular EMA right there. Okay, the 21 EMA. And then over here, I think on the 4-hour, the 50 and the 200 EMAs were pretty useful. So let me just turn those on and see how they look. All right, both of those are well above us. I mean, again, we could have sort of like this kind of candle where we have a massive wick that stops out everyone, but still sort of hits, maybe this 200 EMA. I highly doubt that the wick will go all the way up here. I think it'll come back at the very least, over here. And this will stop out everyone and then pull back down again. Okay. So, do keep an eye on that. I think there's going to be some interesting price action maybe over the next, couple of hours. Okay. And if we simply just pull up the pivots right there and the Ichimoku cloud, you can see both the pivots on the 4-hour and actually the support right here. You can see we're hitting the S1 right now. Okay, so this was the previous, or this is the current support that we should be trying to get over. And again, you can see how that lines up with that 9,600, 50 figure right there, right? We're just maybe $25 shy of it. And then the next, obviously pivot, if we break past this, could be all the way up here around 10.2. Okay. Now, if we look at the smaller time frames, which give us a slightly better picture, okay, S1 is right there too. But again, if we get rejected right up here, right, I would say the next place to drop is right around that 9,075 level, the S2, which again, if you remember from the daily chart that I just showed you, right, that matches up with the bottom of this block right here, right, 9,000 right there, 75 or so right there. Okay, so it's no surprise that the daily as well as the daily as well as the hourly, they match up with some similar levels. Okay. We are hitting the bottom of the cloud, so this again gives us a pretty great opportunity to look at price and say, okay, we could temporarily bounce back up, at least up to that $9,700 level, 9,650, and then pull back down again if we're really going to just break down. And on the daily, that S1 then becomes $8,400. Okay. I did want to keep this analysis short. Again, people have been talking about the MACD, but they refuse to look at the weekly MACD. It has been turning around right here, made a bear cross, so we could have a bit more downside to go. I have not seen sort of a false signal like that in the MACD where we turn around at the top and then pull back up. You could see it comes very close, even all the way here in this 2017 bull run. Never really, false signals like that. Once the MACD turns around on the weekly, I would say that's really it, especially when it's so high up here, right? So we'll have to see, exactly how it reacts, because we are near support. And then even on the weekly RSI, you could see we have a long way to go for the RSI support, which is right around that 41 point level. And even on the daily, I would say, we have the RSI of 41 points right here, touch right there, touch right there, touch right there. That support has been broken. So now if we test that as resistance, we're going to go down much further on the daily. Okay. So anyway, folks, just want to show you those things. Do keep that in mind. Again, quick analysis. I hope that helps. If we do get over, like I said before, if we do get over, with a nice hourly or 4-hour close above that $9,700 level, at the very least, this red block, then I would say it's potentially time to long from here up to about this green marker. If we do hit this, get rejected, then you can either short here or you could short below this area, and then short all the way down to about 9,075 or so. All right, that's it. Again, this is not financial advice. Please do take this as education, and come join Cryptosomniac, folks, where we provide a lot of analysis, tons of information, tons of trades that we're doing, and you can follow along if you want. All right, take care, cheers, and have a happy Friday.